back to the Geechee Light Turret 144. Today I'm be giving a general reading for Sagittarius and tell y'all what's going on, what you need to focus on, or what's going to be going on in the month of April. I should have done this days ago, but everything happened in divine time, and that's perfect time. I hope all is well with you guys. I hope that y'all, moving in love and light and vibrating high, not letting things get to you, not letting things get you out of your paradise. Your happy place. That's what it's about. That's what things that are outside of us and shit is gonna always happen. Things gonna always people gonna be people. Let them be world. Look, you can separate yourself from BS and let the world have it. And that's how you keep your peace, keep your abundance, keep everything flowing, flowing. Hope this April is treating all y'all well. This spring, shit, the government getting with that. With like allergies and shit. Wish y'all the best. I would look up natural things to get rid of it. They got like little teas and little shit you can order that help with allergies and shit better than these medicines and shit do. Yeah, I like to go the natural way. I don't like medicine at all. Or hospitals. First card that came out of was completeness, intelligence, fruitfulness, and darkness. So I was just talking about like in the beginning of the video, saying like not letting. I hope y'all like not letting things get to y'all. People gonna be people, so stay in your paradise regardless of what's going on around you and how you back. Being in control of self, because that's what the Most High gonna always let the devil throw these things at us to make us more resilient, not to be reactive and move out of trauma because of it and shit. Because man, this shit is like school, man. We're being built up and shit like that. So I feel like that's what it's saying. You will find completeness using your intelligence to be fruitful with fruitfulness here, even in the darkness. Like even when chaos going on around you, you still not letting things get in the way of what you're trying to manifest, what you're trying to do. And on the top of the next deck is the Nine of Cups, which is good. It's amazing. What's that song called? That's the song I'm on. Is that Charlie West? I don't know who that is, but that's it. That song called. I gotta play it after this. That's a good song. Devastation. Being ordinary and skilled. So I feel like whatever this is, whatever like, what it could be chaos going on around you or whatever, or things like trying to throw obstacles at you and stuff. But I feel like whatever this is, you've been through this before. Like you already know, you already been to a space where you was calm and more calm and like just I'm not gonna say like you just stay away from the BS. You know how to move through that shit. You know how to strive in meditation. Sagittarius moon and Pluto and meditation. Meditation, what it does, man, that shit do so much. Like for a person like me, I don't really study shit like that. I just learn off of my experience, and that shit is unexplainable. Some shit is like meditating every day can literally change everything about your life, like everything, everything. That shit make you more powerful, and you don't even realize it. You realize it by how people around you start acting and reacting to you. Five, five, five. Elevation. When you meditate every day, you elevate. Like that shit will just lead you there. I promise you, that shit will just lead you there. Meditating every day, the things that you don't want to walk away from, that told you to walk away from while you was meditating and all of that shit, it's gonna walk away from you anyway. Tower card, like it's gonna happen anyway, even if you try to dodge it. This is for what you manifesting. Wish fulfillment here too. Let's talk about shit. But it's talking about, like, I guess whatever this is, this tower moment needs to be happening. It needs to happen for the wish fulfillment to come through. Or a new beginning. Like a new beginning has to happen for the wish fulfillment to come through. Okay. It could be, I think the reason, well, not I think, but the reason why you need to, thank you for the confirmation, spirit. um, the reason why you need to meditate is because it's going to be illusions coming your way before this wish fulfillment. Like I said, it could be opportunities, people, whatever, that could be presenting itself as the wish fulfillment, but it's really not. So that's why you need to meditate. So that way you can be able to see through. You know what I'm saying? Using your intelligence, your wisdom, your a thought leader, unbiased decision maker, an intelligent communicator, wise and logical counsel, integrity and honesty, being perceptive, intelligence, being direct, seeking truth. You know what I'm saying? Moving out of this energy will help you avoid disappointment, heartbreaks, and shit like that. Meditation strengthens your intuition, and your intuition is what speaks to you to tell you and warn you about stuff. Yeah, it could be people trying to come in, second chances type stuff. This right here is you dancing to you being in that energy. I'm talking about being in your paradise, you know what I'm saying, in your own energy. So unfocused and scattered energy, impatience, acting too quickly, the need for a logical solution, feeling held back by frustrating circumstances, stalling, being hard-edged, and emotionally unavailable, predictable. And I'm feeling like this is energies that this is like energy by meditating and being in your own energy. I mean, being happy in your own energy, in your own space. And one thing I learned about that, a lot of people don't like that shit. And when you live like that every day, you do less. Like you don't really go all that shit when you spending hours meditating and doing self care shit, and you don't really be out like that. But that shit make people feel some type of way sometimes. Personal experience. doing this meditating. It's like you make your energy more radiant and shit like that. And when you make your energy more radiant, you attracting leeches, thieves, con artists, people that pretend, comics, all that. Yeah, like it could be, I don't know, it could be somebody pretending to be an empress or something like that. That's gonna be trying to pretend to be an empress. So this could be passing. I'm not really trying to talk and get into the past and stuff like that. I'm gonna say it's continue to be and do things that help you, elevate in all type of ways, even with food, routines, whatever that means. Yeah, I feel like you gonna be close. Some of y'all, I'm not gonna say some of y'all, but I'm gonna hope and pray for people. Y'all gonna be some man, y'all gonna be closing doors on like past energy, trying to come back in, stuff like that. Whoever or whatever is trying to come back in, you gonna be right back in this energy, disappointed or looking like feeling like you missing out or looking, some past energy, Yep. Continue to love yourself and be open to new connections and have your guard up. Continue to have your guard up though. You know what I mean? Not like completely, but make sure like people deserving of being in your energy. For real. Value yourself. You look at yourself like that. And a lot of people be like, think you better than those. You just goddamn know better. You know what I'm saying? I just know better. You don't know better than you just that's a clear sign that I don't need to be. Everybody ain't for everybody. Loss, letting go, divine abundance. So these things you letting go of is for divine abundance. Even if this can be your own ways, things, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if you get into meditating, you will know. Like, all you gotta do is meditate or sun gaze. That's what I do. That's one of the ways I meditate. Just sit in the sun for a while. And when you clear your mind while doing that, everything that come up, it'll show you what you need to be working on, healing, all of that shit like that. And that's how you get that guidance, and that divine love. That's how they can, you know, show you love. You wouldn't really understand how deep the divine love is for you if you're not able to hear them and shit like that. And you hear them when you strengthen your intuition. You do that by meditating. Meditating. That's why I say it's kind of unexplainable because it say right now and change. Like shit won't change, but go with the flow though and have faith. That shit, meditating all the time, that shit changes everything. Especially when you eating healthy, like vegan. Like I'm vegan. I've been vegan since I was 21, but I've been on and off with it. But now I'm not, you know, eating nothing that's gonna get in the way of my elevation. Because when you eat meat and shit, you only can go so far spiritually. There's certain levels that you're not gonna be able to reach spiritually if you're eating flesh. That's one of the seven deadly sins. You're not supposed to kill animals or eat them. But I'm not judging anybody. I'm just giving free game. Grief. So if you healing from something, that's where your main focus is. Yeah, healing. And self love will help you heal like a motherfucker. And even if it's just working out, how you doing? Chill, how you doing? But self love, and that's one thing I learned when I really learned what self love was. That shit helped me heal from so much shit. It helped me look at everything I went through different, and I was like, I don't know. When you get in a habit of like working out, and then by the time you get done thinking about that shit you work, thinking about that, it's like, damn, what the fuck? You gonna feel like a brand new person. You gonna feel transformed. You gonna feel like all the things that you always know you was capable of doing, but was holding yourself back from, you ready to do that. Limitless. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you see that you limitless once you self love make you feel. You feel me? Self love make you, people hate you too, but that's crazy. Like, why you love yourself? Why you mad at me? Cause I love myself. That's crazy. Somebody y'all going through an awakening right now. But spirit wants y'all to surrender. Surrender means like let go of control and let God take the wheel. No matter how ugly that shit get, just keep meditating and following your intuition. Because when you do that and you listen to your intuition, like when they speak, when they say cut that person off, and you do that, and you, whatever they tell you to do, and they say go right, not left, they reward you for that shit. So you can think, damn, I'm fucked up right now, but they don't want you to think that. They want you to think positive. Like when limitless, that mean like you can manifest and you can do shit that other people might tell you you fucking can't do. You can be fucked up today and good tomorrow when you know how to manifest and you walking with spirit and you let go and let God for real. Love, like for real. Like I've been talking lately about living in homeless shelters and shit like that. But I was blessing other people while I was living in a homeless shelter. I was blessing homeless people while I was homeless. They didn't even know I was homeless. They just looked at me like the dude with that buy the homeless people shit. And everybody looking at me crazy. Like, and I'm like, bro, I know these people on drugs or whatever, but they asking for water, and y'all looking at them crazy. Bro, I'm about to buy these people water and something to eat. It's hot out here, y'all tripping. And y'all making money and looking down on people, bro. Like, hate when I see y'all trying to do that shit. Like, for what? Your money don't make you, bro. At a point in time, it was no money. We had fucking land, and it was agriculture. Nigga, you might have goddamn eggs. No, I ain't even gonna say eggs, because I know that. But like you might have corn or whatever the fuck, carrots, whatever, and I got watermelon. She got this, she got that, da da da, and we trading. That's how everybody had that shit in their household. Like that's how we made money. That's how the richest man who ever lived, the richest man that ever lived was Mr. Musa. Goddamn, he was an African man. They the richest man who ever lived, and they got rich off of trading. Society got our head fucked up, got us competing with each other about this shit that don't matter. We come from, oh, fucking, the divine is rich. You learn how to tap in with the divine, this shit is really limitless. Expansiveness. Most High trying to expand some of our lifestyle, but you gotta be open to receive it. You gotta have faith and go with the flow. True offering, like it's a true offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and return it to love. So sometimes the Most High gotta shake your life up in a fucked up way. But I realize the only reason why we look at these things as fucked up is because how society paint life to us, how we supposed to live. Continue to heal your inner child. It'll lead to your inner power. You tap into your inner power. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some like you might start getting random thoughts about the past or stuff like that, or get reminded of the past randomly or shit like that. Something here about karma. So if anybody have any karma to pay, just pay that shit, bro. Just go, like, don't go against the grain. You gotta go with the flow. That's the only way you're gonna get to the other side. I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to fucking do it. And the only reason why I went through it as long as I did is because I didn't have no guidance. I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? Tarot was my only guidance when I found that. You know, tarot was my only guidance. But I never had that personal and I like being that for people. And I tell all the time, shit, people like me had to go through it first, so y'all don't go through it the worst, or like how we did. Because a lot of people like that you see homeless and shit and whatever, they was going through the same trial, but they got lost, and they stayed lost. Those like the people who homeless and shit, them the people who be next up to be rich and be the, but they stop on their journey. You gotta lose it all to gain it all. You gotta, because God, the Most High gonna bring you out of this matrix, society, everything that they doing in the world. He gonna bring you away from that and show you how to gain abundance in a different way. And that's the power that we as a people had that they took away from us. That's why they trying to do it because they can control you. They can have you work. They know if they don't tell you you can manifest, you gonna work for their own job. You don't know that you can manifest what the fuck ever in however time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Way more than a paycheck or something like that. Like, bro, I had wrote on a bay leaf. I had got this from somebody. I wrote on a bay leaf what I wanted. I said, all right, I want to make $200 a day. And that shit was happening consistently until I allowed some negative shit to piss me off and get under my skin. That's the hardest thing about manifesting, not letting bullshit take you out of your paradise. And that's I started to read and I talk about that. Real. That's the hardest thing about it. Cause soon as you get closer to manifesting, that's when the negative forces want to come against you, or the devil, or whatever you want to call it. That's when they start coming against you, making it hard for you, making the same people you used to get along with act funny. Like, yeah, that's a clear sign you're close to manifesting something. You're closer to making reaching a breakthrough and becoming more powerful. The devil don't like that. The negative forces don't like that. There's a lot of spiritual warfare going on in this whole country, this whole world. And as you meditate and all that shit, you will start to see through a lot of shit you thought was normal. Pay attention to your ancestors. Pay attention to ancient time. Pay attention to how shit changed and why shit changed. Look up history, historic events, and you know what I'm saying. I say be open to new knowledge and doing research and really understand whatever you believe or whatever the knowledge you coming in, because it be a lot of people out here defending shit that they don't really know about or understand, and I hate that when I'm trying to teach people shit and it's always this one person that come and argue, bro. How what do you study? Where do you get your information from? So why are you arguing with me? I've been doing this shit for like 9 years, committing myself to this shit at age 21 when the whole world, like ignoring the world while the world, you know, that's how it is to walk with the Most High. You gotta separate yourself from everything. That's how you would really know what's real around you too. Separate yourself from everything around you and then pay attention to it. Not like pay attention to it, but when you stay in your own energy and your intuition start to grow, it'll tell you everything about people and they can pick up on them more when you got space from them. When they in your energy, people can hide and cloak their energy and pretend to be something they not. You know what I'm saying? Way better than when you keep that distance and always have that time for yourself. That's why self time is important. Me time, you time, that's important. Motherfucking your energy too much, you can't really see them for who they is. Your intuition will help you see through every situation. You just got to lean on faith. And I learned through leaning on faith, shit get better. Better than you thought. Even if it look ugly at first, when you just say, walk through life with your head up, not like nothing even matters, smiling anyway, knowing you blessed anyway. That's the energy most I want you to do, because then that's how he can make your life limitless. Real talk. We not own way most of the time. By the decisions we make, the people we fuck with, we make our we make our own life harder. We just don't know. Like I said, information, lessons, and all that shit been taken from the people just so they can manipulate and keep you stuck working for them. While they killing you and all type of shit with the food, population control, all these planes fucking crashing and shit. Yeah. It's always a different way. COVID, there's always a different way. different project. So people, you gotta realize, man, you can't really lean on the system and walk with the Most High God. How you supposed to? You can't really do that. You gotta separate from that shit. Cause once we know this shit about the government and shit, but we always trying to lean on them and ask them for stuff. Rich rising. Those that work are getting money or about to get some money. Manifest that money, man. That shit is real. That shit is real. I think I think it only took me as long as I did because I had a lot of trauma and a lot of shit I was healing from. And kept going back and forth. You know, the shadow work. That shit ugly when you ain't got no direction. Man. Up, down, sideways. That shit retarded. For real. And especially dealing with homelessness and all that shit at the same time. That shit. Yeah. That's why people used to hate that I used to be so happy and shit at times because they see what I go through and I still smile. Still, oh my bad. That was my headphones speaking. It was like that the whole video. Green Eye Devil. Y'all could play it back. Y'all could play it back